Ruth Johnson, I don't need to introduce Ruth Johnson because everybody knows she is. She's our state senator and former Secretary of State. She ran such a good job. We miss you, Ruth. But one thing that really got my ire up is that, believe it or not, Republicans are trying to put a referendum on our ballot that would raise taxes, raise our property taxes in Oakland County and Wayne County to pay for some museums in Detroit, as well as bringing back the RTA. So, Senator Johnson, will you come and tell us what is going on and how do we stop this? And it seems like every time we want to put a referendum on the ballot, we got to get 350,000 signatures and go through this whole rigmarole. And now all of a sudden, our Republican-led legislature is trying to do it to us. So, Senator Johnson, what can we do about this?
As usual, grassroots and fight like hell. Anyway, first of all, I wanted to thank you for inviting me here. And I want to thank each of you for taking time out of your schedule to be here. It's so important. This could be our best year ever if we just come together and work really hard. I really appreciate all the work that all of you do to preserve our republic, our freedoms, and everything that you do at a grassroots level. It makes such a big difference. So there are lots of ideas in Lansing always floating around trying to figure out how to get money from Oakland County for usually Detroit. Detroit has spent more money than they have, and so they're looking at where's the wallet. Well, we are always looked at as it, unfortunately. The problem is, the way they do it is through an authority. An authority means it goes on top of your property taxes on your home, lot, building, or business. There is no limit. It just goes and goes. Headley, it's above and beyond the Headley Amendment. So we have nothing to stop it. So what they're asked for right now is Senate Bill 653. It's by Marshall Bullock. He lives in Detroit. And it would allow the museums in Detroit only, since it must be in the city of a population over 500,000. So instead of saying we're taking money from Oakland County and giving it to Detroit, they do it by population. So, well, it doesn't do it in words, it does it in deed, if that makes sense. It's Oakland County. Only a county that has over 1 million would have to pay this to Detroit. So it's unprecedented that you would say Oakland County has to pay for 2 small museums in Detroit, but there's nothing coming back to Oakland County in this agreement for the Holocaust Museum or anything else that we have. So here we go again, right? It would increase the population level to counties of $1.5 million, so that Oakland County again would be the only ones that pay for it. It's kind of like, do you remember the RTA? They called it a Regional Transit Authority. That was another one where Oakland County was going to be pulled into Washington-on-Wayne. They did polls in Macomb, and Macomb said, no, heck no. And so they said, we're not going to try to put it in Macomb. But in Oakland, they have the votes in the South End, plus they advertise. And just like the RTA would have raised $16 billion on the backs of Oakland County property owners to send to Detroit. Worse than that, the last RTA round that we had, they said that doesn't matter how Oakland County votes. If Washington, Wayne, and Detroit vote for it, we're in if the numbers are higher. It's some of the worst governing I've seen in my life. So there is no limit on these authorities, these joint endeavors. So one will be X amount of money. Just to give you an idea, each one could impose under this bill that we're talking about right now for the museums up to 5 mills. So that's $325 on a $130,000 house. It's $500 on a $200,000 house and $1,250 on a $500,000 house. And you can imagine a building like this and some of the businesses around Oakland County. It takes local control away, and we really have to work hard to stop this bill. It could come back in lame duck. Lame duck is always very There's too many surprises and lame duck, too many deals made. So we're on a slippery slope. We need to stop two. The one is the one, they're two small museums. It would put Oakland County in this authority once we're in it. I think it's a little baby toe into taxing and making us a region. That's been the biggest push by the governor and others, is to make us a region. So we're not a region, we're different. We stay within our bills. We have local officials here that make sure that when they do their budget, they can live within it, and they're not asking for others for money, and know that others should not be asking us for our money. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth Johnson.